Overcome Adversities by Ashlyn Dalton, coached by Caitlin Payne. Goals. This semester, I had the privilege of working with Katie as my silver coach. Together, we worked on organization, time management, and speaking up to ask for help. When Katie and I first met at the beginning of the semester, I had an outline of where I wanted to complete my community service and even some activities for personal development already lined up. She knew from the start I was an organized person, balancing a lot. One question Katie always asked was how she could be of support to me. This question usually arose towards the end of our meeting, and it always made me think forward to what I had in store before our next meeting date and what I needed help with. I was always able to give an answer to this question, whether it was support staying on track with community service, making sure I was working towards personal development hours, as well as just staying on track with my schoolwork and life as a college student. Balancing life as a student athlete, sorority woman, and working a part-time job, I needed a plan for the semester. Katie and I were able to develop a plan for my community service hours. We sat down and went over each week and how many hours I would need to complete to make sure I stayed on track to complete all required hours. Doing the same for personal development as well. When change to our plans hit suddenly, we adjusted easily and picked up our meetings like nothing had changed. I looked forward to our meetings to tell her about everything I had accomplished since our previous meeting. Working with Katie over these last 4 months, I have been able to work on all of my goals, staying organized, balancing time management, and speaking up to ask for help. These are goals I have set, and I don't want to just simply check off that I accomplished. I look forward to continuing to work on these goals for semesters and years to come because there is always room for more improvement. Growth. Over this semester, I've attended many different workshops and listened to many inspiring TED Talks, which have helped me grow as an individual as well as a leader. The area of growth I'm going to speak about is how I personally developed the way I view the word success. Throughout my development experience, I had the opportunity to give my undivided attention and absorb as much knowledge as I could obtain, both in person and from virtual TED Talks. I had the chance to step back and look at the bigger picture of my own development. Prior to the TED Talks, when I thought of the word success, I often related it to winning and gaining physical things. It wasn't until after listening that I became mindful of my own thoughts on success. In one Success TED Talk by John Wooden, he spoke about the difference between winning and success. Don't try to be better than someone else. Learn from others. Never cease trying to be the best you can be because that is all you have control of. He offered a new definition of success, defined as peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best which you are capable. I will continue to grow in all aspects of my life with this new definition, pushing to be the best version of myself in any task I take on. Community engagement. The service I was able to complete this semester was with Out of the Garden project. I've learned about one family's mission to help a few kids in their daughter's elementary school classroom facing food insecurity. I was able to see the tremendous growth their mission had taken over the last 10 plus years. This one family's idea has snowballed into a well-known nonprofit that helps the entire community of Greensboro. Over the time I volunteered here, I've been able to learn more about food insecurity in Greensboro, the different dynamics to volunteering for Out of the Garden project, and the environment at Out of the Garden project as a whole. North Carolina is in the top 10 for highest food insecurity rate in the entire nation. Back in 2014, Guilford County was ranked as the #1 area of food insecurity in all of the United States of America. The chance to complete my service at Out of the Garden Project made me feel empowered to have the chance to make an impact on even one person's life. During my volunteer hours, I got to experience different parts of the Out of the Garden Project warehouse, as well as learn about the fresh mobile markets. What is most commonly done at the warehouse by volunteers is the placement of 6 items into a plastic bag, tied, and then placed into boxes on wooden panels. These bags are then picked up during the week by teachers or volunteers from local schools to be given out to the children so they aren't going hungry at home for the weekend. The family size determines how many bags each family receives. I was able to both pack these bags, then later load them into the cars of other volunteers that are bringing them to the local schools. Their gratitude was profuse. I got the opportunity to cut bread and treats that were donated by local Panera Breads and divided them into smaller bags to be given to the families. It is so fantastic that local businesses donate the food that they don't sell to be given to those in need. Imagine how many more people could be fed if businesses contributed their unsold goods. Over the years, I've been coming to the Out of the Garden Project warehouse. I've never come alone until this semester. But the environment that they have established there and among the volunteers, I wasn't nervous at all. They make their volunteers feel so welcomed, whether they're coming in alone or in a group. There's always a place you feel needed. After you visit, you'll be wanting to donate your time again. Personal motivation. I believe it is important to lead for positive social change. To lead for positive social change means making an impact now to benefit those who come after us. It makes people, myself included, feel good giving back their time to seek a betterment of nature, relationships, and institutions. I enjoy helping those who are less fortunate than I am. You never know who you could be impacting. That person could be the next president of the United States or something else amazing because thanks to people who believe in positive social change, they are able to have a chance. 3 years ago was my first time going to Out of the Garden Project. I went with a small group of teammates, and on the ride home, I learned that one of my teammates had received those packed food bags years prior. Now a first-generation college student on a full scholarship running at the Division I level because they were given a chance by those who came before. It is small stories like this which drive my motivation to lead for positive social change at an individual, group, and community level. No one should have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from. Food is one of our most basic needs as humans. It can affect nearly everything a person does. Do you want to be part of the solution to a change in your society? Start now, become aware, get motivated, and get involved. I promise you won't regret it. Future goals. Moving forward with my leadership development and civic engagement, I have many plans and goals. I plan to continue forward in my leadership development onto the gold level this fall, as well as continue to volunteer my time with Out of the Garden Project for the remainder of my time at UNCG. I have goals of studying abroad in Denmark. Excitement was high in early March as I got news that I was accepted into the summer program to study abroad at Copenhagen Business School in Denmark. The opportunity to get outside of the United States and fully immerse myself into a new culture while continuing my higher education has been something I've looked forward to since I arrived at UNCG. I couldn't wait to gain a better understanding of different cultures and learn to adapt to diverse situations while being able to problem solve. Within weeks, I was facing a tough reality that I wasn't going to be studying abroad this summer like planned. Like everyone whose study abroad experience was being canceled or cut short, I was disappointed. Instead of spending my first few weeks in quarantine pouting and blaming UNCG or Copenhagen Business School, I looked for the silver lining. No summer study abroad meant I had the chance to apply for a summer internship back home in New York City. This is an amazing opportunity for a Bryant School major like myself. I began typing away in Google and finding programs that are still accepting applications. This is something I would not be able to do if circumstances were different. The experience of going abroad isn't gone, it's simply on hold for now.